Welcome once again to Mod Day. Today we're going over actually two mods and a tool. First of all, Static Mesh Improvement Mod, or SMIM. Second, Embers HD. And third, CAO, or Cathedral Asset Optimizer. So, for SMIM, just go ahead and go to Files, Mod Manager Download. Same thing for Embers HD. Now for Cathedral Asset Optimizer, go to Files, Manual Download. It will have two things that you might want to do. One you will need and the other is just highly recommended. Click Download. Save it to your Tools folder. And for Visual C#, that's just an exe. You'll need that. Now for Cathedral Asset Optimizer, first thing you will need to do is run VC Redistributable x86. Just double click, run. Most of you will probably have this installed already, and you will get this error. Otherwise, just follow the next button. Once done, go ahead and delete that file. Go ahead and extract the 7-zip archive of Cathedral Asset Optimizer. Delete the archive. Let's go ahead and rename the tool to CAO. Something to note about CAO is do not run this through your mod manager. But before we even get to that point, let's go into our mod managers. SMIM, download. We're going to be using the special edition everything. There's not really much of a point to use any of the other three options, but just go ahead and click install. Next one, Embers HD. I'm going to be using Embers HD 2K OrangeCast. If you have a slower computer, go ahead and use 1K or 1K OrangeCast. The difference between the OrangeCast and the non-OrangeCast is basically just the color of the light that it casts around it. I'm also going to recommend Fireplaces add-on. Custom fire effect can be used if I'm using Ultimate HD Fire Effects. I'm not currently. I might later in the series. Go ahead and hit next. And I want both of these options checked. Next, I have none of these files currently. I might later on. But because that's later and not now, I'm not going to install them. Just go ahead and hit install. Check both of these. You will want to click refresh so that you can see SMIM is overwritten by Embers HD. You will notice in the plugins tab there should be Embers HD. One thing that's important to note about Vortex currently is there is a bug in version 2.0. This bug will make it so you cannot install SMIM, or Static Mesh Improvement Mod, using Vortex. Unfortunately, that's not really a viable thing. Get the Vortex x64.zip, click the download button, and go to Games and save here. Show in folder, right click, 7-zip, extract to Vortex x64. Go into it and copy this file. Go back to Games, 2.89, and replace it. You'll probably also want to go ahead and update the other version of Vortex. So, let's go ahead and go here. And because I downloaded this one to the right directory, extract here, and it should automatically replace Vortex. Once you've done that update, go ahead and you should now be able to go to Downloads, right click, Install. This might take a second to pop up as Cortex, but then you should be able to go to Next. It'll tell you a little bit about the requirements. We're going to want to expand this, find everything. Next. Enable. If you are using, go ahead and install Embers HD. Cortex can be used to install any faux mod option, so we're going to go ahead and select it. Again, 2K Orange Cast, next. Fireplaces add-on, next. Lava and Forge, next. None, next. And there you go. Done. Check it. Right click, refresh, plugins, enable. Now if you're using Vortex, just go ahead and click install all. It'll take a second to extract. Once again, 2K Orange Cast, Fireplaces add-on, Forges, and Lava Crater. No compatibility. A few seconds later, you should have SMIM pop up. We're going, of course, go for the everything and just hit finish. Enable all. They should both be enabled. There will be file conflicts that are reported. Go ahead and select the lightning bolt beside SMIM and select before Embers HD. If you do not have this lightning bolt, go to the gear in the top right and select dependencies. Go ahead and hit deploy again. Go to plugins and confirm that they are both. Now for Cathedral Asset Optimizer, go ahead and double click the exe. First time it appears, you'll be informed that there are tooltips you can just hover over. It will be bright. I'm going to switch it to dark. I'm also going to unselect create BSA, and go to meshes. There's nothing to be processed currently. There is the option to process textures, however I do not currently want to. And check animations. The reason why is animations will always crash the game if they are built for the wrong game. There are no BSAs to extract currently, and the meshes and textures should already be optimized, so I do not want to modify those. Select in the drop-down on the right, one mod. Select Open Directory. Go to where you extracted the mods. If you use Vortex, go to where the mod is and just select the first one that we installed today. Select Run. It will inform you have unsaved changes. Go ahead and select Yes to all. Give it a second. After a short period of time, you'll get Done in the bottom. Now go ahead and switch from SMIM SE to Embers HD. Select it and run. Vortex, click Deploy Mods. You'll be warned that a lot of files were deleted. Confirm the changes. Now, if you go to the Plugins tab, you should notice SMIM and Embers HD, once you have clicked the Sort Now button, have a archive indicator in the flags. This is the goal because archives are faster for the game to load than loose files. If you use MO2, it's the exact same. To click the drop down here, click refresh, and then you should see on the right pane, SMIM and Embers HD have a chest beside them to show that they load an archive. If you use Cortex Mod Manager, when you have the Cathedral Asset Optimizer open, go to your mods directory, click the Drop the Date Modified selector, select the first one, go to Mod Files, Data, select Folder, and select Run. Currently this one is Embers HD. After doing that, you should be able to go to the next one in the list, which will be SMIM. Alright, so something I forgot in the original XEdit video. Go ahead and go to the program that you have set up and change and add the parameter dash capital D colon in double quotations cache sign in parentheses virtual game dir backslash data. You need to make sure that virtual game dir is spelled correctly and hit OK. And if you go into the Programs tab, right click and click Show Expanded Values, this should show you that there are changes made automatically. You can also use the parameter dash cache sign in parentheses XEdit ID instead of dash SSE. Either way works. Then run v. Alright, now here we are in XEdit. You'll notice SMIM has a few conflicts. So let's go ahead and get into it. Right click, hide conflicts, and we're all the way down to just 2 records. First record shifts an item slightly. The second one also shifts an item slightly. This is something that is done because SMIM alters the mesh and makes it not line up correctly anymore. And so the plugin is used to move it to where it lines up. Because that's the only conflict, let's go ahead and select both of these. Right click, create mod group, yes, SMIM USEP. OK, SMIM SE merged. And now close it. When you're done, go ahead and go to Virtual Filing System in the top and end it. Go to Mod Overrides folder, Mod Files Location, Data, and here is the new mod group file. Go ahead and hit Control X. Go back to Cortex, right click on SMIM, Mod Files Location, Data, Paste. If you use MO2, it should be in the XEdit output. You can leave it there. Just make sure you drag XEdit output down to the bottom of the list. If you use Vortex Mod Manager, the file will be generated in the data directory. You can go to the folder at the top of mods, game mods folder, which will open the data directory, and then go to the mod staging folder. Find SMIM and copy from the data directory the mod. Paste it into the SMIM directory, close all 3, and hit deploy.